Hey everybody, clearing. All right, so today we're going to get into a divine masculine check-in, and it's just going to be really what's going on in their world and how are they feeling, thinking about everything as a result of what's happening in their material realm right now. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What is it we can see for the Divine Masculines? What's going on in their world at this time? How does that relate to the Feminines? And what's going to happen next in the connections as a result of the things that are playing out right now? Okay, and the final deck, what's coming next? I'm hearing the number 3. Oh, while I'm shuffling this, I am beginning to post links for Oracle Fest, which is going to be an amazing online festival coming up right away at the end of this month. The links to get tickets and to see what's going on, to see the speakers that are taking part in it, are going to be linked on my community page. So I think you have to subscribe to this channel to access the community pages, if I'm not mistaken. So go ahead and do that so you can get updated. And yeah, okay. Let's get into this. Divine Masculines, what's going on in their worlds right now regarding the connections? They're making some steps. These are baby steps, but they are sure-footed, like actual solid forward motion. They're no longer juggling. In the upright, this can be indecision juggling. They have a clear direction right now, and they're making some steps towards specific goals. How does that relate to the feminines? Feminines, you're not meant to see. So there's a little bit of an element of surprise here, a little bit of uncertainty how it's going to play out with the feminine, the details, but they are deliberately manifesting in a specific direction. And then we have this divine feminine moon, mystical, mystery kind of card here. So feminines, just, this could say that if you're picking up on certain things, that your intuition is either accurate or clouded. I'm hearing it's going to differ. So some of the things you're picking up on might be inaccurate. So don't just take as gospel everything that comes across your intuition. Things are not as they seem right now, I'm hearing. I'm hearing some of that is intentional, because the masculines are working on something. I'm hearing the word surprise again. So yeah, interesting. What can we see in the near future? The world. So whatever is playing out right now, it is close to completion. That is in both sides of the energy. So this again can be karmic situations, legal matters, rites of passage, different financial things going on. There's a bunch of factors that could be wrapping up at this time. This combo is also saying, feminines, stay in your lane. And no news is good news. I'm hearing that again. What can we see on the conscious mind about the counterpart? Okay, these masculines are so busy right now that they're not necessarily spending focused time thinking about you, divine feminines. It feels like you are just always in their energy, but they're not defining thoughts. It feels as though they're so busy with what they're doing at this time that they don't want to break stride. But you're always sort of there in their energy, but they're not necessarily pinpointing any specific thoughts at this time. It's sort of ambiguous, but grounded and secure, if that makes sense. And how it directly relates, yeah, they're waiting for a future time. That doesn't mean it's far from now. There is an anticipation that whatever they're doing right now is going to allow for, The Three of Wands comes before the Four of Wands, just saying. It's going to allow for things to come together on a more solid foundation. What's going to happen in the near future? Abundance. This is the Empress. This is, I heard nesting. This is the prosperity that's coming in. The diligence these masculines are employing to keep their eye on their goals right now. Possibly surprises. It feels as though they're creating a foundation. With the word nesting, it can mean that they are situating their lives to bring you into it, feminines. That they know what they need to do at this stage to secure their abundance. Focus on your abundance right now, feminines. What can we see for the masculine's heart space about the connections? Inner victory. This is a show of public victory. When it's in the upright, it's about reputation and accolades and awards. In the inverse like this, it's between them and the divine. Like they are living impeccably, righteously. They're creating that discipline that anchors them, knowing that they are doing their best. This is the accountability that when no one's looking, they are being righteous. So even if it looks one way or not on the outside, they know the truth kind of energy. And where that relates to the feminines, Two of Wands, they're stepping out of their comfort zone and living life more on their terms, their way. They used to be on guard for ridicule and skepticism and criticism. And so that did carry over with a feeling. They've gone through a wave of fear that you would scrutinize them like other karmic partners or prospects may have in the past, or other people in their reality that had agendas or were manipulating, codependence, narcissism. It doesn't mean that it was a conscious attack on the masculines, but they have had experiences where they have felt under the magnifying glass, and they are putting down the guard that you're going to try and find blame and fault, and they're really beginning to live fearlessly and go with the flow, knowing that their motives are pure, that their intentions are righteous, that they are not harming anyone, that they are not doing anything wrong. And this is allowing them to be more spontaneous and free-flowing in their daily activities, their daily choices. They're starting to really listen to their hearts about what they feel like doing genuinely on a daily basis, moment to moment. They're allowing that to be their guide. What's going to stem from this? Ooh, surrender. This is an easygoing lightheartedness. Not naive, but genuinely accessed lightheartedness because their conscience is clean. That's lovely. What can we see on the heart space, the heart of hearts? Ten of Swords, yeah, the abandonment wound in the inverse. So they're looking at how when they were tiptoeing, walking on broken glass, broken eggshells, that it gives off a very sketchy vibe. And so now, people are going to have something to say about us, whether it's true or not. So we might as well just be us. I think I've seen that somewhere before. It's like that. They're saying other people's opinions are none of my business. I'm just going to keep calm, carry on. They have been people pleasers. They're sweet. Of course they would be. But they're realizing they should not carry other people's karma. Yeah, and they're realizing to some extent that they haven't actually really asked themselves on deepest levels, what would they do if they knew nobody was looking and it was all up to them? True accountability is starting to come in. They're about to see the big picture and how significant just paying attention to what their inner truth tells them is in the whole scheme of life, that if everybody else that had something to say about whether we were doing something appropriately or not, if they all figured out their own truth, then the world would be a better place. So what a beautiful time we live on the planet, that we can start to have this experience of reality where we have the capacity to dream bigger like this. What's going to emerge from this? Oh, union, this foundation, 1111, Four of Wands. As they follow their truth, it does bring them into that which they are asking for: balance, divine relationship, harmony, community, accountability, righteousness. They will become a pillar in their community when they have been blessed by the fruits of their spirit, of their righteousness, as they step away from being overly concerned with what people think and more sincerely aligned with higher guidance. They're bringing in their blessing. And even if they don't see it coming or how it will arrive, aligning with these unions. What can we see for how these masculines are wishing to manifest in their lives? They have a brand new start. So whatever's going on for each of these masculines, their whole world has just changed, or they're just about to embark on something. This is a year. A pentacle represents in tarot 1 year. So this is a brand new year. This year, whatever it is that differs from the previous history, this is a unique year where it's starting off fresh in a completely different way than the years have in the recent past. So whatever the traditional way that a year rolled out for these masculines, and you have to remember that the masculine is a yearly time clock where the feminine is a monthly, lunar, solar. These masculines are seeing a radical difference this year as they look ahead to what this year brings. It's vastly different than it has been, and there's a freshness to it. And on my table, this raven is looking in the direction of the feminine. So it's like they finally have the beginnings of space and time and ability to start beginning to look towards this year as the year that they can begin to bring a divine relationship into their lives. Self-love. So they are mustering this self-love. They are stabilizing their worthiness, their righteousness, their choices, their decisions, their plans, their vision, and really allowing themselves to receive what is available and allow it to become real to them. It's sinking in. What's going to happen in the near future? Passionate new beginning. So this is an inspired way of living. So things are going to be more on these masculines' righteous terms. They're not having to answer to others. They've become sovereign in some way. They're no longer having to serve ideologies outside of themselves. So whether they've directly done this or it's inadvertently have found them, there seems to have been a major clearing that is directly related to their growing sense of worthiness and genuine righteousness that is allowing them to have much more sovereignty in their life and therefore much more passion. It's like an integration, a holistic integration of their higher truth, their higher self, purpose. They're no longer as limited by what they can enjoy, what they can be inspired by, what they can act on that is meaningful to them. They have a fresh start that way. What is the action these masculines are wishing to take in their lives? To continue to pray and download and get higher instruction for all of it. By the grace of God, I just heard. So these masculines have been paying attention to the guidance that has been bringing them through the uncertainty. How does that relate to the feminine? They see you doing it too. They see you getting your thoughts in order and not causing drama, not causing animosity, resentment. They see you as somebody who is able to forgive, to move beyond conflict, to seek peace. They see you getting your thoughts in order, your canoe pointed the right way here towards smooth sailing. They see you coming out of adversity. They see you having sorted a great deal of things that used to stress you out or cause you discomfort. They see this as a team effort, is what I'm hearing. You win some, you lose some, you give and take. They feel like the two of you have supported each other in ways. So if you've wondered, feminines, if your masculines recognize the interactions, they recognize them as much as you do, probably in different ways slightly than you do, but there is a shared reality here that you both understand you've made a difference in each other's lives. And what's going to happen? So new long-term success pathways are opening up. In the past, there used to be more typical visions of what was going to unfold. Now, it's like I'll see you that previous idea of what would happen and raise you an inspired amount of heart in the mix. It's that kind of thing. It's like this clarity coming in that it feels like we can breathe a little easier because it's becoming more true. What can we see for the biggest challenge these masculines have? The self-love, continuing to forgive themselves, to take down all of those allegations I just heard, but all of the things that people have had something to say about these masculines. They're stripping away those. I'm seeing a bulletproof vest with a lot of bullets that people have fired at these masculines, that has caused these masculines the resistance, that has caused them to dig deeper, to become more authentic, to be more true to who they are. I'm seeing them taking off that bulletproof vest, that armor, because they don't need that anymore. They know that they are not what others say they are, and they are loving themselves because they're seeing themselves as making it, as getting there, as arriving in their wholeness. But this is the challenge. It's continuing to sort those confusing times when we're so conditioned to accept what others say we are. These masculines are realizing they've taken on too much of other people's opinions. They're shedding that right now, but that's the challenge because they're in uncharted territory this year. It's like they don't have those same environmental strongholds or patterns establishing. So it's already starting to untether from those old ways. So the light's already starting to come in. Whether they're conscious of this or not, this is available to them. Yeah, they're free. They're sovereign from something. They again see you feminines as having become recently free, independent, sovereign, financially separate in some regard from something that was codependent. This is a card of financial independence. So these masculines do see the patterns playing out between the two of you. What's going on? King of Swords. All right. This is my spiritual falconer sending this intention to know and then having this truth being brought back. So these masculines have seen some truths, or masculines, the truth is going to be returned to you. It's like the final answer. Putting that down and trusting. This is a card that says trust is on the horizon. Unwavering trust. I'm hearing, I didn't think I could believe a person could be trustworthy or that I could be trustworthy. But there is a deep acknowledgement that even energetically, there is trustworthiness here. What is the solution to this challenge of anchoring self-love? Walking away from everything that is emotionally disruptive or untrue, not satisfactory. So the masculines have to fully let go of being pulled in multiple directions. This is your advice, masculines, is to walk away from anything that isn't your preference. Now, I cannot help but point out that the moon is what this figure will walk towards, and leaving the emotional conflicts of interest behind. And the moon is the card we saw for the divine feminine. So there is a little bit of a nudge that the masculines know that by walking towards the feminines, there is a simultaneous release of the things that were not in alignment. Wow. And then unconditional love. This is the biggest cup of love I have in any of the decks, as I'm pretty sure. We've seen now the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Swords, but it was the only one that was in the inverse, and that's the masculines finding their truth. But we have all four aces here for this new beginning, this fresh start. And this unconditional love, this is in the position of the solution where it relates to the feminine, and that means acknowledgement that there is no record of wrongs, that it is love, that we'd rather be together than hold on to anything that doesn't emotionally feel right. What is the near future? Temperance. Yeah, this acknowledgement of healing. The angels, the ancestors, the guides are all up in this journey. But there's that peace. So there is peace coming to these connections because the masculines are gaining space from whatever these annual patterns have been that have kept them in something lower vibrational. So masculines, even though you're going through change and you don't know what's going to happen next, you are stepping into something better. That's what the cards are saying. What can we see for the near future? Yeah, the ending of burden. So we are stepping in with the aces into the new, into the uncharted. There are certain things that are still being released. And this is freeing up the masculines to be like hubba hubba with their feminine. So let the good times roll. We're getting to a place where the burden that's been holding these connections back from the masculine side, from the feminine side, that's clearing. And now, boom chicka bow wow. Now there's this really soul-driven, passionate, wholehearted soul in the game kind of energy. What can we see? Yeah, and it's not about this public bravado or boasting or for appearances. It's literally this impeccable righteousness and good with the divine kind of energy. It's the knowing in the heart of hearts. It's not boastful. Oh, beautiful. So, best kept secret, I just heard. This combination is so playful because, These are couples, partners that will be walking around looking like normal people, but the intimacy and the depth and the incredible connection shared is going to be monumentous. And it will always keep a smile on your faces. What a beautiful message. Okay, I'm going to end it there. Yeah, so check out Oracle Fest and also my tarot course. You can still sign up this weekend. I think there's a few spots left. It starts on Wednesday, and I'm really excited. For all who have signed up for that, you're going to be getting an email by the end of Sunday, and it's going to have your first bunch of course materials to prepare for Wednesday's session. All right, many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.